Right, let's get into this discussion. So the 7th administration's recent participation in the SADC Summit in Zimbabwe shined a spotlight over the weekend on a crucial theme, that being peace, led by President Cyril Ramaphosa together with International Relations and Cooperation Minister Ronald Lamola. The 44th Summit wasn't just about discussion, it was about shaping the future of Southern Africa. But let's now reflect on the key milestones established and how we can achieve its lofty goals if the kinds of human rights abuses occur in some of our partner countries. But joining us to discuss this, we are joined via video link this morning by our very own International Relations Minister, Minister Ronald Lamola. Minister, good morning to you. We really do appreciate your time. I know that it's been a busy few days for you. And I wanted to start off with looking at this theme, promoting innovation to unlock opportunities for sustained economic growth and development towards an industrialized SADC. It's quite the theme that was put forward at the 44th Summit. Let's talk about really what it was your intention going into the summit, and if you think that South Africa is satisfied with the outcomes of it at the end.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed. It was an economic-driven theme with a focus on regional integration, the industrial strategy of the region, the revival also of the critical mining strategy debate in the region, as this region is one of the most endowed with the critical minerals, some of what they term the minerals of the future. So indeed, even the issues related to one-stop border posts and regional economic zones, various such border posts of one-stop has been established in the region between Zambia and the DRC, Zimbabwe, the Bed Bridge border post, and also with Botswana. So there is work that is moving towards regional integration. And this has helped in terms of economic trade in the region, which has increased by about 21% of the GDP of the region. So there is progress, but we believe that we need to do more to ensure this economic integration and economic trade within the region, because if we do so, we'll be able to then implement the Africa Free Trade Agreement area, which will add a lot to economic growth of the region and also to create employment. But these were not the only issues. The summit also noted the withdrawal of our troops from Samim, Mozambique deployments, as you are aware, with the stabilization of the part of Mozambique, Cabo Delgado. And we see this as a huge progress for the region, and that this progress will now require the state of Mozambique to handle the situation themselves and build their capability. But in case there is a resurgence, there is a commitment that the region will still assess, and if there's a need, return. But we believe that there has been huge improvement, and this was welcomed by the summit. There's also a welcome of the ceasefire in the eastern part of the DRC, which, as you are aware, the summit DRC, the deployment of the forces there to stabilize the situation, has given an opportunity and allowed for engagements, political engagement to happen, to give peace a chance, which is led by the president of Angola, what is called or termed the Luanda process, President Lorenzo. So there is progress even in that front. So the summit did note this progress and encouraged that President Lorenzo continued engagement to find long-lasting peace. So indeed, there has been remarkable improvement, and we want to work more to consolidate on a number of issues that are still lagging behind.
Yeah, I mean, and there's going to be a lot of issues that are lagging behind because, you know, you talk about how this was a summit that was focused more on the economic issues. And of course, it's really difficult to do so in the region without talking about, as you have, issues around peace and stability. And I think about, you know, how you use the words regional integration as as a really important theme during the summit. But during the summit as well, you did see the removal of Eswatini from the discussion of the table of the Troika organ of politics, defense and security cooperation. There's been some issues as well that have been raised by the summit around political stability in Lesotho. And perhaps you want to touch on some of those issues, what the key takeout is and what the way forward is. But also as you speak about that, I mean, this was one of the best attended SADC summits that we've had in the region, yet it took place in Zimbabwe, a country that just weeks before this summit arrested 200 civil society activists and protesters. So what does that say to the intentionality of the summit to deal with peace and stability and security?
Yeah, indeed, the foreground on our discussions and engagements on human rights, the protection of civilians continues, and that is what informed the discussion on the other issues of Cabo Delgado, the DRC, even the discussions around Swaziland, even Lesotho, and Zimbabwe, as you have said. So the summit continues to encourage member states to act within the realm of human rights and to respect the rule of law. And with regards to the arrests you have mentioned in Zim, those are matters now that are before the courts of Zimbabwe, and we will allow to give them a life of their own. And we continue to monitor the situation. And if there's a need for any form of engagement or dialogue, we will always be available to do so. But indeed, there was relative progress that is being noted to give and allow member states their own internal processes towards achieving internal democracy, peace, and also the rule of law.